casa que las cosas de la vida en general.
De verdad. Es que él me había elegido a mí.
A heartfelt story about love and self-discovery, where three women must face major obstacles from their families, society, and their own deep emotions. From the sweet sounds of music to difficult decisions, will they be able to overcome these challenges to live true to themselves? Watch this captivating journey of love and freedom. The story begins with a nun making sure that the girls in the religious camp are asleep. In the middle of the night, a girl named Maria has a mystical experience with a strange man. He appears and sings a song. Terrified, Maria opens the door and runs outside. But when she opens the door to look inside the room, the man has disappeared. Despite this, she remembers that she must go to a concert with her friend Susanna. Although Susanna gets angry for not waking her up sooner, they manage to get to the concert on time. Both are immersed in pop music and modern culture. Susanna drank too much and became affectionate with a stranger. Right in front of Maria, they kissed passionately, completely ignoring her presence. Then the man led Susanna away, leaving Maria standing alone in the crowd. In the end, Susanna went home first, alone in her drunken haze. The next morning, everyone was busy preparing for the picnic. Noticing the absence of Maria and Susanna, the head nun and Sister Milagros went to their room. The sight before them made them frown. Both girls were still fast asleep, wearing the same outfits from the concert the night before. The head nun immediately grew furious. Soon after, 3 supervisors arrived and reported that Susanna had returned the previous night in a drunken state, and even asked them for money to pay for a taxi. The head nun's anger flared even more. Unwilling to tolerate such irresponsible behavior, she decided to punish both girls by making them work the entire weekend under Sister Milagros' strict supervision. The 2 girls were still curled up in bed when Milagros hurried in, announcing that the picnic bus had already left, and they had missed it. Maria panicked and ran outside, but she could only watch as the vehicle disappeared into the distance, leaving her with a lingering sense of regret. Meanwhile, Milagros helped Susanna tidy up the bed. Susanna excitedly recounted the concert from the night before, her eyes sparkling with joy. Milagros listened attentively, for she had once nurtured a similar dream. Suddenly, Susanna took out a photo of her favorite singer, her expression turning thoughtful. She couldn't help but wonder why Milagros had given up on her dream. Milagros simply smiled, though a hint of sadness flickered in her eyes. Poverty had forced her to set aside her aspirations, a dream she had never been able to pursue. At that moment, Maria enters with a frustrated expression, since she considers it unfair to be punished because of Susanna. The blonde reminds her that she also ran away and left her alone, but she decides to put that discussion behind her, and shares excitedly that the producer has invited them to a party that same night. Maria asks Susanna to be realistic and stop playing children's games. She reminds her that their musical duo is just a way to hang out in the boring town where they live. Susanna does not understand her friend's attitude and offers to help when she is ready to share what is happening to her. Nun Bernarda seeks to bring the girls closer to religion without boring them. So she asks Milagros to create a choreography to use music as a means of connection. While she works on it, Milagros' memories as a singer resurface, and she looks for old photos. She finds a beautiful dress she used to wear, puts it on and starts singing. Amidst all this, Milagros faces her own doubts and questions her role as a nun. Susanna, who was hiding while smoking, approaches excitedly to discover that the beautiful voice belongs to Milagros. 1,000 emotions overwhelm her, and she feels the need to be close to her. However, Milagros surprises her spying on her, and Susanna pretends to be lost. Susanna apologizes to Milagros for causing her problems due to her rebellion. Milagros admits that she can also be a bit strict at times and apologizes as well. Maria went to see Sister Bernarda to ask more about the mysterious man she had encountered the night before. She wondered whether it had been just a dream or reality. However, when Sister Bernarda showed no reaction, Maria was about to leave. But then she stopped and described the man in more detail. Bernarda's expression shifted slightly, and at last she opened up. She admitted that she, too, had encountered the same figure in the past. They both believed that he could be God. The two then stepped into the sacred space of the temple. In the quiet, solemn atmosphere, Sister Bernarda began teaching Maria the sacred gestures meant to help her connect with God. Susanna sat quietly, lost in deep thought, when her boyfriend suddenly appeared. They rushed into each other's arms, sharing a passionate kiss. After that sweet moment, they discussed the upcoming meeting with the producer. With determination, they began practicing seriously, making sure Susanna was fully prepared for her performance. Although Maria loses interest in the producer's party, she encourages Susanna to attend. However, Susanna angrily decides to move out of the cabin. Milagros follows her and asks her to attend the party, but Susanna feels it's not worth it without Maria, as that was something they shared together. She is also in a stage of personal growth, and no longer enjoys getting drunk every weekend. Therefore, she asks Milagros not to mention the subject again. Milagros understands and kindly applies mosquito protection while doing so, praises her tattoos, and they talk about their meaning. At that moment, it becomes clear that Susanna feels something special for Milagros, evidenced in the way she looks at her. That night, Susanna once again had the chance to meet God. Seeing him up close, she knew this was real, not just a dream. She knelt down in reverence and carried out the rituals Sister Bernarda had taught her. In the end, she fell asleep in the middle of the forest. The next morning, Milagros finds her and asks for help, scared. Nun Bernarda tries to calm the situation, but Susanna and Milagros want to know what is happening. The nun reveals the secret, upsetting Maria. Susanna and Milagros cause a scandal by being very confused. Susanna tries to talk to her friend, but Maria asks everyone to leave her alone. Milagros advises Maria to leave things as they are and forget the idea of meeting God again. But Maria insists on wanting to be with him. Milagros warns her that she is young and might regret making this decision, remembering her own choice to leave her singing career to become a nun. Susanna, who hears everything from behind the door, gets tired of Milagros's negativity and asks her how she can know what is best for Maria. As an example, Susanna asks Milagros, "Have you ever fallen in love with someone so much that you couldn't stop thinking about them?" Milagros tries to stop her, but Susanna continues and reveals that she is in love with Milagros. She also declares that if someone told her she was confused and should stop to reflect, she would tell them to go to hell. So she won't allow anyone to disappoint her friend. Without hesitation, Susanna gathers the courage and kisses Milagros. However, Milagros walks away after hearing Maria say that she is brave. Finally, as they step onto the stage, Maria still stands there, watching them and singing along. The combination of music and emotion makes the atmosphere magical. When they finish the song, Milagros can't control her emotions and unexpectedly kisses Susanna once again. It's a passionate and sweet kiss, marking the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Surprisingly, as everything comes to an end, Maria stands outside, smiling and looking up at the sky. She knows that love and truth are what really matter. The story ends as Milagros and Susanna realize that love has no boundaries, and they are ready to embrace a new life together.